I just want to remind everybody that one of the wisest principles, something we need to keep a focus on every day, whenever you wake up, and I'm not talking about wake up, actually I am, but I'm talking about when you sleep and you get up in the morning or whenever it is, you need to realize that every moment is a blessing. You've been given a gift. I mean, this is like a religious way to live by, some ways of describing it or looking at it. I just call it common sense, which is at the core of any religion that I would use. It has to be down to earth, it has to be logical, it has to be sensible. But this thing that we experience, from every moment in all of our days, it's precious. So people that really don't appreciate that, they end up committing suicide. Other people commit suicide too for different reasons. But let me get to the point. Your health is your wealth. There is nothing else that really matters. And you know what? Health can't be developed by putting a Band-Aid on everything and say that's health. No, actually, you know what health is? I'm going to give you another wise saying. Prevention is, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Why is it less prevention is worth a huge amount of cure? A huge stack of Band-Aids. When all you needed to do was good habits to keep your health. How many people fail to do that? Because of the way they live, because of their addictions, because they just don't care, because they're just not disciplined. See, my Mastery channel actually, well, it's a little bit lacking because I pay more attention to this channel, but Mastery is kind of like a sister channel to this one, where I'm talking about self-mastery and discipline. Even if you don't want to excel and become, like Jack LaLanne or become like super pumped up, if you just want to be basic, stable, average health, actually I shouldn't say average health, because average health right now in a world of obesity and sickness and depression and all kinds of other disease from the top to the bottom, average is not good enough. But I'm talking about by a viable standard of health. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty here, because I wanted to talk about the life around us, because we are only going to be able to sustain ourselves in an environment that's healthy. Now, here's the thing. Your direct environment is your own body, right? And then the outside environment you can shield yourself from with your immune system. You can find ways, like, I don't want to be totally hypochondriac, but you do wash your hands. Be careful who you shake hands with. A lot of politicians are realizing this. I just heard actually Donald Trump, of all people, say something that was kind of in line with thinking about germs, how germs are spread. Well, as certain ones, I don't believe that viruses can be spread that way. Viruses are spread by breathing and eating anything. It can't be spread. This is nonsense thinking. But when it comes to bacterial or microbial, things like that are actually critters that are not as microscopic as a virus, this is the type of thing that can transfer. But whether or not your immune system can handle it is the other thing. If you go around shaking people's hands like hundreds per day, obviously your immune system, your defenses are going to get taxed. They're really going to get challenged. Most people, though, don't have to be exposed to all that stuff, but if you go into a public bathroom or, they found that the most filthiness is found in a movie theater seat. You sit in one of those seats, my God, I mean, there's all kinds of things there. So, that's not the reason why I don't go to movies anymore. Mainstream Hollywood movies suck. But, anyhow, let me stick to the subject, because health is your wealth, and I'm going to talk to you about what we're seeing in our environments. This is so, this is so shocking and disturbing, okay? I'm about ready to cry, like seriously. I do serious videos, I don't joke around. You know, you should know if you watch a few of my videos, you know when I'm being sarcastic. But I'm going to tell you about the plants that I'm seeing around me in my environment. And I'm not even near any large city right now. And I'm seeing a lot of mutation or deformed characteristics that I never really see. Or maybe I never noticed, but that doesn't really make sense because I always look at plants. I've been a nature lover all my life. I've been hiking since, day one. As soon as I can get away from my parents, I was on my own exploring. And it wasn't in the sidewalks in the ghetto. I went to areas that were undeveloped and untouched. So I would be looking at leaves. But lately I've been noticing strange things. Okay? Now, hold on. I don't want to make too much of it because, as I said with the Fukushima thing, I'm actually not sure. So with that same type of scientific attitude that I got to be sure, I'm noticing these mutations and the deformations and just things that don't seem right on the plants. And also with fruit and produce that I'm buying. But that has another cause. It's because when they pick something that's not ready, because it's easier for them, it's quicker money for them, they want to speed up the process, that capitalistic, disgusting practice that they do, this disgusting behavior. They want to shoot it out there to the supermarket or the Walmarts. And you get it, it's home, you think it's going to ripen, and the thing just rots from the inside or gets like funny. You just bought it a week ago, and all of a sudden, strange colors, just like leprosy or, mold. Yeah, you can prevent that by trying to find the best source for foods, organic, fresh, ripe. There's like a list that I can give you of 6 different descriptions of what things that you should be eating. And I will do a whole other video on this for Peter-Appleseed channel, because that's where I keep all this stuff. This really should be a Peter-Appleseed video. So these things are not normal. This is because the capitalists, agriculture people, military people, banks, different industries of chemicals and whatnot, Dow, Monsanto, the list goes on. I'm not going to talk about them. It's just, it hurts my mouth to say these names. They are destroying the quality of everything from the base level upwards, because it's the food chain. It's the foundation of everything that we are. You are what you eat. It's true to a certain extent, especially when we're talking about the politics of this and the science and technology. That's completely out of control, out of whack. They're insane, they're crazy, they're plain outright evil. Now, I went on a tangent when I talked about this with the chemicals and agricultural processes and the capitalism which rushes to get its money from the consumers. But I want to rewind back to the idea that there is something that we're putting into the environment that's destroying the quality of the plant growth. And I don't know with animals, I haven't seen it, but I'm reading more and more stories of large fish kills, bird kills, just thousands of them dropping out of the sky, and with the marine life, just thousands of them washing up the shore. And just recently, I think it was 3 days ago, they have found on the west coast of the U.S., I think it was estimated millions, because they're small creatures, but millions of them. That means the beaches were covered of small shrimp-type organism called krill. Now, if you know anything about, such as whales, baleen whales, they feed on krill. That's the main staple in their diet. Without krill, they cannot exist, because they're higher up in the food chain. They eat lots of this krill. And what do the krill do? The krill is like how you measure the health of the ocean. Just like with plankton or algae, they're part of that base of the biosphere there. Now, when you see millions of them dying and washing up, so what caused that? What caused that? Oh, they say, experts, experts. It was a temperature change. They were in mating season and they couldn't take a temperature change, and therefore it killed them, and the current, this extreme current, just washed them up. So now you find them on the beach. Really? Really? Really now? It might not have anything to do with the Fukushima radiation? Yeah, it's time to panic, folks. You start seeing more and more of this, and it's time to panic. It's time to panic. They've coined a phrase that's become popular now because we're having to face a global crisis. It's called ELE. It's an integral part to the global crisis that we have to face. Extinction level event. That means that the whole biosphere is going to be collapsing, either before, during, or after the economic collapse. So within a few years, all these things are going to happen, and it's going to be one SHIT hits the fan after the other. It's not good, folks. It's not good. It's not good. I'm going to be looking at more of the plants that I can observe, and I'm going to report to you again on this. But I can't explain it any other way. I see leaves that are supposed to come out straight. They're always straight. They always have a certain shape. They're coming out completely curved or spiral or like jagged, totally miscolored, discolored, and the edges crinkled and brown and dying. What's going on? I don't spray these things. These are new plants. Another thing, okay, I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm gonna, really got to wake up here. I'm not telling you stuff that's just, oh, joy, everything's okay, because it's not. I've got to tell you this stuff because your health is your wealth. Let's talk about water in closing here. Water, man, water. Wow, water. I move places in particular just to get the better water. That's how aware I am. That's how much of a concern I have for myself and my family, and for all the people that come to me, all the people in my projects, my friends, visitors, extended family, my tribe. Water. I've just been noticing that doing more research about our local supply of water, because we don't have our own private well. We're actually in an area that's very arid and has difficulty with water to begin with. So I'm having to branch out and spend less of my time here this year and then into the next years. I will still keep this as connected to what I'm doing, but there's going to be like a more major base. And here's the thing. The water, most of it's coming from underground, and I just was studying the aquifer, and I was studying where they're tapping it, and the neighboring areas get it from other places. So there's different things. You have to understand the jurisdictions and how the water supply it's very complex. So what I've been noticing though lately, especially last night, I've been feeling the water when it comes out of the tap, and it's got this not a sheen. There's not a visible sheen. Like sometimes you see like a rainbow sheen on it. That's like petroleum or something similar, like a mineral water. There's certain minerals that do that. But I've been noticing that it's oily. The water comes out, and then I compared it because I had some water that I bottled up just to save it, and this was from weeks ago. So I poured that water, and it doesn't do that. So I was checking the water that came out of the tap just to make sure, and there's something wrong. Something wrong. All right, and it's not fluoride because, as far as I know, they don't fluoridate here. They chlorinate, and they especially do this when it gets hotter. As it gets closer to the winter, they stop doing it because they're trying to kill the bacteria. They're trying to lower that in chlorine. Don't even get me going about chlorine. I hate it, but if you're not getting your water from your own source, a protected source, if it's a mass supply, that's what they do. They're stupid because there's actually better things to do to purify the water, but they don't do it. They don't do it because Clorox has to sell a product. Don't you just hate it? So here's the thing about the water. I'm hoping that this filthy quality to the water, because it's not very visible. I've been trying to look at it, and I'm gonna look very, very closely through clear glass in the sunlight and bright light, and I'm not really seeing anything. So it's invisible. It's something in there, and I know that this aquifer where they're tapping it's not such a good area. It's not. They're tapping it in the lowland area. So I think something's getting in there from whatever they're putting out into the coast. So man, I'm not going to tolerate it. You folks, sometimes you tolerate this stuff, and I see that your health is going to pay the price. You're going to decline, and you really got to face, is it time just to go? Is it time to go somewhere where you can protect it? Because you didn't protect where you are. If I'm somewhere, and I've been a million places, and if I know that I can't protect the basics there, if my health cannot thrive, if my family can't thrive, if I can't bring people there to have them thrive and at least do the same or better than where they're from, then I ain't going to support it. I ain't going to do it. That's not my home. That cannot be home. And I don't compromise, folks, and that's why you come to hear that. And I'm going to inspire you. If it comes down to it, it comes down to the wire, and you know that someday, tomorrow, that everything's going to come down. You better get ready to bug out. You have to get ready. Where are you going to go? When you get somewhere at this time, make sure you are willing to protect your basic needs, to support your basic health. You must protect it. You must gather together people and protect it. I am imploring you, and I am advising you. Thanks for listening. Make your comments. Much love and support to everybody out there. I hope that all of you listening are going to get through this. This is the time of our lives. By the time we get to the other side of it, when we've conquered this, whoever can survive, we're going to have such a world, a new opportunity. So let's get there. The hardest work is right now getting over this hump. This is the global crisis. Share this with all your friends. Favorite this. And thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. I've been finding out that I'm getting suppressed big time, even though my subs are going way up this week. So I can't figure it out, and I think it's a few of the really controversial videos that I put out. And the video previous to this one, I think you'll want to watch. It's a channel that has known me. We've been friends since about 6 years ago. We don't talk that much now, but I was just checking in on him, and he's being suppressed. So please share this with all your friends and make sure you subscribe. Thanks.